Hi guys, so I realized I have never covered this in a Nostalgia Toys video ever. I've got a very short time to do it, which is totally fine. So this is on Blythes. I wish I had one of the 70s Blythes and one of the full-size Blythes to do a demonstration on this, but I am so sorry I do not. If you want to see what the original Blythes look like, you can go look them up on eBay or even on, I believe, Ghost of the Doll. This is kind of how they started. This is a rough story on it. Blythes were created in, I believe, either 74 or 75. They were pretty big, and you know, when you pull the cord, they have 4 different color eyes. A lot of people in the 70s found them very creepy, so they kind of stopped production on them, and they're very, very sought after for that reason. They're very expensive on like eBay and anywhere you can find the original ones. Some people have gotten lucky to find them like at Goodwill or whatever, but it's very few and very far between, stuff like that. So fast forward to about the millennium, which was like the year 2000. You know, they started having like a resurgence in doll magazines like Doll Collector and stuff like that. Barbie Bazaar, any kind of toy collecting book you could see out there pretty much had the new resurgence of Blythe dolls in Japan. So they were big, and I'm talking about the big size Blythe dolls. I have a head of one that I thrifted, but she doesn't have all the mechanism pieces, and there's no point in showing you something that's not all there. So there's that. Right here, what you're seeing right now is a LPS Blythe. I have her pet, but I don't know where it is. But the LPSs that came out were about 2004 till about 2008, 2009. They had a bobblehead. Some of them had a pink mark. Some of them had this blue mark right here. I don't even know which one, like, year this one is. This is just one I pulled up for example. I don't have that many of these. I really don't need them. But here's the example of the smaller mini Blythes that would come with the LPS. Littlest Pet Shops were obviously a thing by Kenner in the 90s. And were very, very popular, so obviously they were going to have a resurgence and resurrection in the millennium. So how this became a thing, I do not know, but kids from the 2000s and even collectors alike started just buying these up. I thrift these quite often. Every single one of my Blythes was, every single one of my Blythes was thrifted. I've got about 6 or 7 of them now, but my favorite one that I've gotten so far is this fairy one, and I think the only thing she's missing is her headpiece. She's really cool looking. I found her a stand in the bins as well that says Blythe on it, and she came with this little guy right here, and I have a plushie of one of them. I actually named it obviously Luna because it had stars and stuff. Kind of matches this one more than anything though. But then all of a sudden LPS decided to change up Blythe. I have one of those figures, but they're way too to show, because then they started a TV show in the Friendship is Magic era. So, like, I just felt like I really needed to talk about this, because I may have accidentally not bothered to tell a few friends about this whole history of Blythes. I got them into collecting the little LPS Blythes, and I feel like it needs to be a thing again or something. Like, I don't necessarily like the look of the big older Blythes either. I find them quite strange compared to pull-up dolls, but that's what makes them special and unique. I don't hate them, I just find them a little strange. This is my favorite one though. I like the ones with the colored hair and stuff like that. So I only pulled out 2 of them, and her stand is down over there. So this was just more of a talk or story time on the Blythe series. I will never be spending like $700 on one of those original Blythes, for the reason that I just don't care enough to want to spend that kind of money. But you guys are more than welcome to look it up. It's really cool, and the history of Blythe is now kind of neat because of the fact that it's had a resurgence, even though in the 70s it was considered ugly and stuff like that. But you know what? There was another doll that came out in the late 90s, early 2000s called Diva Stars, who pretty much ripped off their look. If you don't know what I mean or don't know what I'm talking about from this era, Go ahead and look that up right now, because Diva Stars may be interactive dolls, but they look pretty much like a Blythe. But that's pretty much the end of the story, and from Nostalgia Toys to you, until next time, this has been Kristen. Bye!